Hello? Yes, there we go. And let's bring Mike back. Let's bring Mike back. I think
Sweet
Mike's
sound.
here.
Sweet sound.
There we go. Dang it, man. We missed the whole. I was doing the whole thing. Oh,
We
man.
had,
I
dude,
used
that was
so
like,
much of my breath for that. I was like, boppity
but
boppity boppity
we were
boppity
like
ba. Boppity
improv too.
boppity
You
boppity ba. Okay, there we go. Oh, you got to turn us down on there. We're getting some reverb
mm-hmm.
accuration.
I got it. I got it. I got
Anyone read sign
it.
language?
Sorry.
Is that the right direction? Am I going the right direction? I think I am. See, it's not reversed, is it? You don't know sign.
King Tut. I was a rich man. King Tut. Do you know what that's from? Come on. Does anybody know what that's from? I know
I...
Kenny knows. Kenny, what's that from, bud? Come on. Post it up. King Tut. I was a rich man. King Tut.
Dear Lord,
No one
we're
has
really getting
any.
off to a quite the start here. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
No one's got that. No one has that. Come on. Figure someone has that. Saturday Night Live.
I have a story for you.
Ooh, story time. Wait,
I do. I've got a story.
should I should I get my blankie?
Well, first, I want to hear how's everyone doing in the chat. Everyone, go ahead, throw a like down on the video right now so that we can get shared with the algorithm and we can have more of our friends join us. All of the nerdy friends need to join us. I've put it on Instagram as well, but we're a little bit late. I appreciate everyone getting here, even though we were a little late to the party today. But
Yeah, we were
yeah.
just chatting.
So, I don't. I could start with my story. I could, or we could start with where we've been doing some RCing, which
We'll
you.
we'll
Yeah. Okay.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
To
What's
the
your
R.
story?
Well,
It's
okay.
story time, ladies and
So
gentlemen.
I
Let's all curl up and pluck the guitar, sit around the fire, and listen to
just a
Alex.
quick. Should I put on some sort of a guitar? Hold on. Hold on.
Ooh,
I can
yeah,
do that.
yeah.
I can do that. I need to just go. It's gonna take a second. I need to get into the. You need to distract people for like, um, maybe 60 seconds while I go to
All
YouTube
right.
Studio. Okay,
Oh,
go for it.
strawberries are good, by the way. That's what I'm eating.
Strawberries. Ooh. Okay.
Yep. All
Okay.
right.
I like
So
it.
we'll do 3D print of the week because I know that I'm going to win because Alec never 3D prints anything. We got those XT60 caps. But the cool stuff about this is sorry, maybe if that helps. Will that help a little? Yeah, there we go. So we got these XT60 caps to go over your batteries. But the cool thing about this is I got a lot of them to give away to friends. And also, it's a high-speed TPU filament, which means usually in TPU you have to print at, anybody that knows this nerd talk I'm about to tell you, is TPU is usually around, I think it's like 25 to 40 millimeters per second. And I think 40 is a little high. And also, TPU really doesn't like Bowden uh, tubes.
Mm,
They're more of a direct drive filament.
mm,
But I found some high speed stuff that can run at 60 to, I think it's 70 to 90 millimeters per second. Print's great. I'm able to, it doesn't string much in my printer. You can go pretty low on the bed adhesion. I think my temperatures are on my nozzle is 230, and then I run a 39 or 38 bed temperature Celsius. So really easy to work with. It's pretty fun. Um, I've been looking for an easier TPU because the TPU I ordered, it basically turned into putty in my extruder. It just kept on just spaghettiing out and it would feed. So I found this stuff. solves all problems. And now I get to print fun little gummy stuff. Um, yeah, that's my 3D printing. Ooh, I printed these the other day. Got the little lunchbox,
Nice.
little Coleman lunchbox kind of.
I like it.
So yeah, just been doing some projects like that. I got this little guy. I 3D printed one of the Harley beds for the SCX 10 Pro. Gave it
Oh,
away, gave a couple of these away to Scumbag RC. This is Sunshine RCs if you still want it, unless you cut your rails like Mike did, which I gave Mike his from West Valley Hobbies, and he's like, "Well, I'll have to cut it down a bit since I cut off a couple inches off the back of my rig."
right.
So I was supposed to stall for a second.
You got it. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna press done on this and way down. Sorry, everyone. That was probably super loud for a second, but I think
The brand of TPU, Jake, is Overture. It's like
that was
Amazon
super loud.
special.
So sorry.
Overture is the brand I use. I really like it. It's actually the only brand I use. But I mostly print in PLA Plus and that high-speed TPU.
Okay, there we go. We've got some campfire music playing now.
Oh,
We're all
Oh, a
sitting
little
around the
ambiance?
campfire. Yep, we're all sitting around the campfire. We're gonna have a little campfire story now.
this is ambiance of flames. Very good.
I could put the flames
Flame
in.
ambiance.
That would take another 60 seconds. I won't make you do that.
No, don't make me do that.
This literally isn't even a campfire story, really. I'm gonna press this button on my mouse. There we go. So I went on a bike ride yesterday, and I am lazy, and so instead of doing the uphill portion of the bike ride, I decided to pay for a shuttle to the top of the mountain so that I can ride my bike down the downhill portion of this trail.
Which ride did you do?
I did the WOW Trail, which is the Wasatch over Wasatch Trail. So it runs basically from like the tee off at Guardsman's Pass that goes either down to Heber or up to Park City. It starts like right about there, and there's like
you're skipping Puke Hill is what you're doing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So, well, I think Puke Hill might be on the Wasatch Crest Trail.
Oh yeah, yes, it is Trick Crest.
Yeah,
I mixed them up,
the Wasatch Crest is on the top of Guardsman's Pass. Wasatch on Wasatch is down a little bit further. Either way, I skipped Puke Hill because I also think Wasatch Crest isn't quite ready yet for anyone that's actually interested in that. So I decided to take the shuttle, and the shuttle's only $10 for anyone that's interested. Big Rack Shuttle will give you a ride up to the top for $10, which is super nice. And it was totally cheating, but it was absolutely magnificent because it was it's over 2,000 feet of elevation gain if you were to do it as a climb, which is brutal. So, yeah, I did that, and I met a guy. Well, so I'm getting on. One of the guys that's in the Facebook groups, the mountain biking Facebook groups, that is like he's like this mystical figure in the mountain biking groups where he just makes these predictions about when trails are going to be open, when snow's going to melt off stuff, how trail conditions are, and he makes these magical predictions like months in advance. He will predict when trails are going to be open to the day, and he gets it right a lot of the time. And his name on Facebook is Sly Fox. No one, you wouldn't know who he is unless you met him. It's just Sly Fox, and it's just a picture of his dog. I found out, though, that this is the guy that runs Big Rack Shuttles. So I met him, and he's super cool. But then in the process of that, I met another guy that when I got onto the van, I was sitting next to this guy, and he just was looking at me. And I looked back at him, and he said, "Do you have a YouTube channel?" And I said, yeah, I do. And he said, awesome. "Is it about RC trucks?" I said, yeah. He said, "Is it called High Noon Hobby? It's like, yeah, you got it. So shout out to Scott. Appreciate you for shouting me out on the shuttle on the way up to the WoW Trail, the WoW Trailhead, because that was super cool.
That's awesome, dude.
I did not.
Hobby in a completely different hobby.
Yeah, I did not expect that on the mountain biking shuttle on the way up. That was super fun. But that's my story. I hope you all enjoyed. We can turn the music off now. Let's see. Like that, and just mute that. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, thank you for humoring me on that one. That was not really an important story by any means to tell, but I thought it was funny. I just was like, man, High Noon Hobby is everywhere now. We've really truly made it if we're on the Big Rack shuttle on the way up to the WoW Trail. Places you would never see RC funny. Crawlers in that area. Like RC crawlers don't really venture up on trails that are like some of the best trails, I think, in Utah. And maybe this is a segue into a topic from that story, but a lot of the best trails in Utah, RC crawlers don't hit and maybe aren't necessarily welcome on them. I don't know. Not that they're not welcome on them, but I just feel like
how many times have we gotten a mean look from a mountain biker when we're on the Little Cottonwood Canyon Trail?
Occasionally, not often.
Because most people are nice. And yeah. I think they've also recognized that a lot of RCers go there.
Yeah, yeah. Regardless because of like
how many times have we ran into a random group up there?
Yeah, that's fair. I guess that's the trend we need to start. Maybe it doesn't happen just because no one's thinking about it, but look at that. Look at that pup.
She wanted to say hi to everybody. Get out of here.
I think though, I don't know, like maybe that's something that we need to start trying to do is getting people on some of the better trails. Also though, part of it too, the purist in me doesn't necessarily want to bring big groups, maybe our small group, but a lot of these trails are already starting to see too much traffic, and I don't necessarily want to put more traffic on them. I don't know. Is that? Am I an asshole for that? Am I an asshole for that opinion?
No, but also you gotta realize the trail that we're gonna like doing RC is gonna be much more rocky. And that's not really fair. A trail that we're going to be sharing with mountain bikers. Like, we'll put it like this. I used to mountain bike, my fat ass mountain bike once in a while. And it's not like we're about to take our RC trucks off Rattlesnake Gulch up Mill Creek Canyon. That's big fair. Old 3 foot, 2 foot drops of stairs.
That's fair.
Why would you want to do that on an RC? That yeah, maybe on a Slash or something. But I'm not going to take a Phoenix off of it.
And maybe that's what it is. I mean, I think a lot of these trails are just set up to be mountain biking and hiking trails, less so. They're not. They're obviously not catering to us. I mean, that's just we know that no trail is catering to an RC truck, but also I think some just lend themselves to be better RC crawling trails than others. I guess my point is I wish that there were more trails that lent themselves to be better RC crawling trails in some of these beautiful places. Like we haven't done anything in Guardsman's Pass area. There's got to be stuff up there.
And what it is that I've talked about this also with he's an old friend of mine in the disc golf world. He actually, as his summer job, he repairs trails on the Wasatch Front for the Forestry Service. And I talked to him after I got into RC, where there's a lot of trails where there's not a lot of rocks. It's a lot of stretched out dirt, couple little rocks, a piece of wood. I mean, a nice hiking trail, it depends what you're doing,
That's fair.
And the distance wise on a mountain bike you're going several miles when a Lake Mary run for all of us takes all damn day.
That's true. I was able to do 12, 13 miles in an hour on the mountain bike.
Yeah. And then also look at our little Cottonwood Canyon run that we go on. That thing on a mountain bike, if you're just going to the part we go to and then go back up, that's probably only a 10-minute ride, if that.
Right.
and it takes us like a minimum of 40 minutes, 30 minutes to walk straight up that way,
Right.
or it takes 4 hours if you take your time or see it.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's just totally different. That is an observation that maybe I'm just making now. It's like our scene in a way is you're really enjoying going slow, like going very slow and just
And
enjoying the
the
small changes that happen along the way as you're as you're in a fairly small area and you're really kind of exploring the minute details of that smaller area. Whereas,
yeah,
mountain biking, even hiking, because your head is down when you're RCing, you're very focused on what's going on down there, and the scale factor comes in. And so, I feel like maybe not 10 times the amount of time, but you're taking a lot more time to really observe the surface down in that minute of detail. Whereas when you're hiking or
yep,
biking especially, you're slamming, you're going super fast. So you're exploring a broader area, which there are pros and cons to both. I think I enjoy the aspects of RC crawling and really getting to know an area super super intimately. Like I feel like I know that little Cottonwood Creek Trail area really really well now,
yep,
and I
yep.
would never have known it that well had I just biked through it, right? But
And one of the funnest things I like is when you're RCing, you're looking down at your RC car, you're playing with all this stuff. You stop, you let your remote go to the side of your lanyard, and you look up and you're like, hallelujah, this is a
it's
beautiful
still
place I'm in.
beautiful.
Like
Yeah,
it's just like,
absolutely.
oh, like yesterday, we'll kind of go into it. Yesterday I went up to Little Cottonwood, and I'll tell you, one, I made this point to Alec earlier. We have a page called 801 RC Lifestyles, and our buddy Vince pretty much runs it, and
Shout
he
out to
always
Vince.
posts a lot up on Saturdays, a 9 or 10 a.m. run. And I've been going to these for the last couple of years, ever since I really RC'd. I think it was within a couple of weeks of me RCing, I was doing these Saturday days. And it was always kind of it was a bigger group, but last time I went was the biggest group I had ever seen. And I think I maybe only knew less than a quarter of the people there. There was probably almost 40 people there. And I was just like, who
That's
are all
impressive.
these people?
That's
I was
cool
just
to
like,
know
this
that
is
like
growing.
the RC trail crawling kind of community is growing as well, which is exciting because I mean, I think maybe the trail crawling grows a little bit more year to year, whereas the comps kind of seem to grow a little bit more like one event to the next, just because of the coverage on the
Yeah.
comps. But I think that's an interesting observation. I think season to season we'll continue to see more and more growth in the trail crawling community because like the last season, that's kind of when I joined, right? The last like trail crawling season. Well, maybe the end of the previous one even was kind of
I
when I
I don't
when
know.
I
We
joined.
feel like you've been here forever, Alec.
It really wasn't that long ago. Hey, Rock Pirates. Nice bar. Boston Lager, please. I'll get you served right up here. But yeah, no, I think that's cool to see a growth in the RC trail crawling community as well, because that's something that I really enjoy doing, and the only way to get out and explore more places is to have more people contributing ideas to the kind of group and saying, hey, I'm going here, I'm going there, and checking them all out. I dig it. Reckless Remote Control says we have a great community in Calgary, Alberta as well. Super sweet. I like that. People get butthurt over anything. Definitely. Yes, I concur with that statement. Can stop and enjoy the smaller details and scenery when you're out with a group as well. I would say that kind of goes both ways. I see myself enjoying the scenery in different ways. I feel like when I'm with a group, I'm more in socialization mode and I'm less observing of the nature around me, but at the same time, then when someone else sees something and they point it out, that's cool. It kind of becomes a little bit of a group dynamic. Everyone's enjoying the scenery and like the environment together, which is
Yep.
fun. But I think that's a little bit of a different dynamic. I also just enjoy going out on my own and getting to go as slow or as fast as you want, not having any sort of distractions whatsoever, and just like being able to spend time with yourself is also cool. I like that as well. So I think it's a healthy balance of both is good. But yeah,
But
ever teach their own.
the,
Teach their own.
yes, true. And one of the points I was getting to was right in the middle of it. This trail has kind of changed this last year because there was a new wash. People started doing a new section,
Right.
and I was kind of waiting for a bunch of people, and they actually went a different direction. But me waiting there, I was kind of standing by this tree, and I had never really kind of stood at this part of the trail and just was checking out the river, looking at the beautiful sunshine, just kind of listening to the water, breathing it all in, and it was kind of nice. And then I realized, I looked over and I was like, "Oh, the whole group's over there. I guess they're. I'm not waiting for them. They're past me."
So you're
So I
able
went
to
and just
kind of
checked
do
them out.
your own little solo adventure enjoyment sessions while you're with a bigger group. You like
See,
have a
that's
little bit more.
you know me. You know
Yeah.
me. I know
Yeah.
how to like come socialize, and then I'll take off, do a little rock crawling, and then just kind of sit and have people
I
catch
like
up.
that.
That's kind of like one of my favorite things because
Hmm.
I can socialize, I get the vibe, and then I go, I get my own, I usually always have tunes going. I kind of listen to my own tunes, get in my own head, and then just wait for
Hmm.
everyone to catch up.
I dig that.
And
I dig that.
sometimes I do that where I'll come meet up with the group and then slow down and be in towards the back and then come meet up with the group. And, you know,
Right.
maybe I'm just with me, maybe I'm just with you or just one other guy. It's just kind of nice to,
I've
keep
noticed
it
you and
simple
I,
sometimes.
like you and I definitely do that a lot when we end up on trail crawls together. We'll end up on just a certain section and we'll just sit there for like, you know, way past when the rest of the group has moved on like 3, 4 obstacles down the road and we're just on the same obstacle for a while and just kind of chatting and like screwing around on it. You just get sucked
Well,
into things too. That's the other thing with me. I just get sucked into things.
and the thing about RC trailing is half of it. The one thing about RC trailing is it's just trailing and doing nerd talk.
Yeah,
All
it's
you do
whatever
is
you
talk
want to
about
make out of it.
Yeah, you're just talking about RC most of the time. I mean,
Yeah.
problems that you've had,
I do
3D
like catching
printing,
up
all
with people
sorts of
too.
stuff.
That's part of the reason that I call it like a social activity for me as well. Is I've become friends with so many of the people, like pretty much everyone in the group, that it's fun to be able to go see people that I haven't seen in a few weeks or a few months and just catch up and see what's going on in their lives. That's fun as well. Well, that was a fun little rabbit hole. I enjoyed that discussion. That got us kind of going. How's everyone? Everyone that's joined since. We got Rock Pirates in here. I appreciate you guys joining us. We got Evan in here. How's it going, man? Listen to fellow addicts while mowing the lawn. I like it. I like it. It's very nice.
That's
That's
cool,
like my
dude. I
literally
just finished
biggest
mowing a
pitch.
lot.
Big. Oh yeah, you said that before we went on. Um, Biggest pitch for YouTube Red that I have is like if you are one to listen to things and you like the podcasts that exist on YouTube, YouTube Red makes it so that you can just stick your phone in your pocket, lock it, and keep listening to YouTube videos. That's like the one thing that makes my YouTube watch time probably ridiculously high, and YouTube thinks that I am a total YouTube addict. While that may be true, it's mostly true because I am listening to podcasts and live streams on YouTube. So, reckless remote control. I have full custom of my one. I'm assuming Sun. We love to go out, hike, RC, enjoy the adventure. That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I've met like when I started into the RC community, I met a bunch of guys that were basically father and son teams, and I've met a bunch since then. Big shout out to actually one of the guys that got me into doing the whole Instagram YouTube thing was Father and Son RC on Instagram, and I think that they have a YouTube as well. But those guys are super sweet, awesome, awesome people. And then in our own community, we've got B&B RC, Brian and Bennett, and they are also
Yep.
super cool. If you haven't checked them out, definitely do that as well. They are super cool. Instagram B and B, B the letter and B RC. I think it's .rc.
Something like that.
Yeah, you'll find them.
But
B and
yeah,
B will
Bennett,
get you there.
Bennett kicks ass. He
Yeah.
kicks all our butts at the RC, and he's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
We've
It's his
actually, I
fault.
think you can find a video from a few weeks ago, maybe a month and a half ago, of Bennett in the North versus South finals crushing everyone. And in the description of that is a link to B&BRC. So you can go there, watch Bennett dominate, and then take that link, go to their Instagram, follow them, so you can see him dominate some more. But yeah, Bennett's gonna be kicking booty in, like, I can't even imagine in 5 years. He's just gonna be stomping everyone. I mean, he's already stomping everyone. So it's unfair. He has a unhuman ability, an uncanny ability to see what's going on with the truck for such a young kid.
Mm-hmm. It's called fearless. He doesn't have any, he's not worried about anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's just driving.
Yeah, it's just driving, just enjoying it. That's, I think, what we need to all take into account when we're driving. We all need to be that just enjoying the drive rather than concerned about breaking parts and making a certain spot in the competition. If we just assume the mentality of a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old, just enjoy it to its fullest, really get the most pure enjoyment out of it, that'll be the way to do it. The way to win. The way to the top.
Top of the line.
So, yeah. What crawling have you done this past week?
I don't know. Should we start? How about we start with you?
I haven't really done anything, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's why I did.
Yep.
That's why I said that.
You see. I don't really have any excuse. I've been really busy. That's my biggest excuse.
Okay.
I've been very busy. And I have been, I will admit it, I will admit it, got a little bit over RC'd. Needed to just kind of step back from it for just a moment, take a slight break. I had like 9 days off essentially from work, including the weekend. But I took basically a whole week, and then we had the long weekend. I took that whole week off. I went on a trip with my dad. We did, the White Rim Trail. That was nice, refreshing, relaxing. Got to spend some father-son time. Really remember that family time is super important. Did that. That was great. And then kind of was just still feeling like I needed a little bit more separation from RC. I intentionally didn't take an RC on the White Rim Trail, which honestly, looking back on it, totally should have. Tons of amazing photo opportunities and tons of great crawling opportunities. Definitely should have taken an RC truck. Yeah. If I were to do it again, I would absolutely take an RC truck with me. That was a giant mistake. But it was nice to get, a little bit of time away from it. And then I just kind of been doing a lot of mountain biking, trying to enjoy the trails in a different way. Still stay outside and stay active. And also I've been trying to get in better shape, and the mountain biking definitely is helping me do that because the cardio is killer, and I definitely don't get anything like mountain biking cardio when I'm out RC crawling. So I'm trying to now find a healthy balance between RC crawling and other activities that are more strenuous, because I do need to do those as well.
That I can understand. Yeah. That last statement. The rest, I laugh at all of you when you guys say you're burnout on RC. I'm just like, don't RC so damn much.
I'm not necessarily.
I can't understand all of you.
It's not that I'm necessarily like burned out on RC. Like I'm obviously not. I'm here. I'm back. I love talking about RCs and doing RC stuff, but I just like there are times like there's gonna be like 4 or 5 days in a row where I'm just like, yeah, I'm doing other stuff. Like, and it's not necessarily even burnout. It's not that I don't want to. The White Rim Trail, the reason I didn't bring an RC is because I was feeling just like I just wanted to enjoy nature in another way.
Fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. I'm not really dissing on your thing. I just think it's funny that I mean I say it a little, but I get over it pretty fast. But like all of our slut crawler friends, all of them, they're like, man, I feel so burnt out on RC, and I'm like, because we go to 2 events a month. I don't understand you people. I mean, like I get it with Luke and Logan. You know, they get a little burnout because they got to promote it and really like
Well, hey,
talk to all these
okay, thanks for
But
no credit for the hours and hours and hours I put
can
in.
I finish my
Uh-huh.
sentence?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep, please
And
continue.
also Alec helping a ton this year with all of the. I mean, he did most of it probably
Uh,
last year, but doing with all of the
now I
endless
feel bad.
hours of editing and all the different things. But you just got to look at it as like we're promoting something cool, we're developing it,
It's true.
and I always say the word delegation so many times.
Yeah, it's hard for me to delegate
But
editing tasks. That's
no, I understand, but like other delegation that we could do,
right,
you know.
right.
But I just don't understand all you getting burnt out. I mean, I get it. I don't know. I guess I came from a sport or a hobby before this called disc golf, where it was hard to get burnout on disc golf because I did it every single day for 20 years,
Well,
unless
but
it
then
was snowing.
what about now? Do you ever disc golf?
Uh, if this arm could disc golf, you probably wouldn't know me.
So you got
Just
physically
say
burned out. Same but different. Just saying. Just
physically,
saying.
yeah, 4.5 dislocated shoulders and a tennis
Ew.
elbow that wants to rip off of my elbow. Yeah,
Ooh.
it's kind of done. But I could get some underhand going. It's just not the same. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
when you've aced a 450-foot downhill hole with your backhand, I don't feel like it's that cool anymore.
I understand the perspective of it's all a personal choice. I think my biggest thing, which it's hard too because like before I went on the White Rim Trail, I still had to cram and edit 2 videos. So I had one for the Friday that I was leaving on, and then one for the Friday that I was going to be like coming back on. So that was like,
I saw that.
um,
I saw that you didn't also do an extra promo of your face in one of those. You just edited it over the video, and I was like, oh, the quick, faster way.
yeah, for sure. Well, and there are like ways that I can, but I hate doing that. Like part of I like to want to and have the time to put in really a lot of care and effort and make every video better than the last. And I hate when I have to like try to speedily put a video out. And that's why I didn't do any of the North vs. South, like the actual top 5 shootout videos for the 2 before I left. Because I could have done for one or the other or both. I could have done North vs. South top 5 videos. I had the footage for it, but I knew that I was going to be kind of cramming and trying to make 2 videos in the time that I normally try to make one. And so
Yeah,
I had to just kind of do not necessarily filler videos, but
it's all right.
I just wanted other
I'm
footage
the
that
only
wasn't
one
like
that
the stuff that
noticed.
really I just wanted to
I'm the
yeah.
only one.
But it's stuff like
I
that.
put
Like
two and two
there's
together.
I
It's
think
not
there's a
you.
lot of stuff that people don't necessarily, and this is like almost, I'm using this podcast as a behind the scenes look into the behind the scenes of High Noon Hobby, but I don't think a lot of people realize like how much thought goes into it, and then also how much time goes into the editing of it. And that's the only time I'm going to say
Yeah,
that because I don't like to really acknowledge it, and because I like doing it, and I don't want people to think that it's a task or a chore or that I don't like
a
doing it or
burden.
anything like that. Yeah, it is. It is fun. I really enjoy doing it. I wouldn't do it if I
I'm
didn't
just
enjoy
here
doing
for
it.
along for
Yeah.
the ride. I just beg them to do these podcasts
And,
with
and
me.
and I think part of it too, one of the things that I need to focus on or work on as a content creator, and I appreciate that you're along for the ride, Mike, because I would be having a lot less fun if you weren't along for the ride. But I think part of it maybe is that I also need to try to like it would be a lot easier for me to make videos every single week if I could have a week where I was focused on something else and I could still make a video out of that. But I have a hard time with trusting myself trusting that I'm a good enough content creator to think that my audience is going to be interested in a new topic. And I also know that it's going to be hard because everyone is here to talk about RC crawling, and that's what this whole channel's been about the whole time. The one time that I made an FPV drone video, it did like maybe a quarter of the views that a typical RC crawling video would do. And so it's tough for a content creator to want to move away from the core content that makes the channel successful and try other things. And so that makes it tough. Anything where or where you feel like you don't have a choice in what you have to create makes it a little bit harder to want to put forth the maximum effort into doing it. So those are some food for thought. Anyone have suggestions? If anyone's a content creator themselves and they've experienced that, let me know what you think.
Well, so I like this guy, this reckless remote control. He says push-ups every half mile and sit-ups every kilometer. So like you can incorporate exercise in RC now.
There you go. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. We could do an RC truck workout routine video. First of its kind.
Cannot wait for these sweatbands I'm gonna wear.
Ooh, hold on.
Ooh, you pulling it out, dude? I got one. He's probably gonna be a lot cooler than me. This is way old school. I've had this for years. Yeah, my America Pats blue ribbon wristband. Tell you what, I'm ready to work out. Let's do this.
I don't know where the headband is, but I have the armbands.
Oh, hey. Yeah, what's up, dude?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, those are so much cooler than mine. Did you steal those from Wonder Woman?
Maybe.
So Reckless Remote Control asks, what do you suggest for a camera on the budget sides and things?
Love you, Scumbag. Enjoy skating. Ooh, see? Even Scumbag is doing something other than RC. Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, it's involving skateboarding, bikes, or guns. He's down.
That's
pretty
fair.
much you can get him to any of those.
That's fair.
Reckless, like the pictures that we took that you saw on the opening little lobby, I just take them with my cell phone. A lot of cell phone pictures. Scumbag RC, all his photography.
Yep. If you are on a tight budget, start with the cell phone. It really, if you have a decent cell phone, if you don't have a super, like, one of the nicer cell phones, which I totally understand, they're super expensive as well. If you're looking to do video, GoPro is a great option. It is a little bit more expensive. It depends on how serious you're trying to be about it. If you're trying to be really serious about it and trying to not miss any footage, GoPros are nice because they have removable and replaceable batteries, and so you can have multiple batteries and you can hot swap a battery and get right back to filming. Whereas something like an Insta360 Go 2 is a little cheaper, but it does not have a replaceable battery. The battery life's a lot poorer on it, so you get what you pay for with cameras these days. I think that there's a lot of different options at different price points, and you can get a lot for a little, but you have to be willing to work around the kind of drawbacks of each option at each price point. My camera's rad on my phone, makes good videos, but I want to get bit more serious. If you're really looking to get a bit more serious than a good phone camera, for stabilization and for the batteries that you can swap out, like even a GoPro 8 or a GoPro 9, you don't need to get the latest and greatest. Honestly, they are it's like overkill for RC videos.
I'm looking over here at my GoPro 3.
Yeah. I would go like 8, just because that's when the stabilization, they like got really serious about the stabilization quality, and so that it's like you don't need a gimbal or anything for an 8. You can just use it on a stick, and it works perfectly. So 8 and above GoPro is a solid choice, and you can get into one of those for relatively inexpensive compared to like a DSLR or something like that. But it obviously is depending on how serious you're trying to be about it. If you're trying to be really serious about it, if you're trying to just do video, that's a tougher Like GoPro is probably still up there. You might, if you're trying to get really serious, a GoPro 10 or a GoPro 11 has some serious high quality video coming out of it. Those sensors are crazy now. But if you're not trying to get too serious about it, but you want to step your game up from a nice cell phone, a GoPro 8 or a 9 would do very well. I use a GoPro 9 on the channel. So a lot of what you see is either a GoPro 9 or an iPhone 11 or an iPhone 12 Pro.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
What? So
I was just saying, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can definitely do a lot with a little. You can do a lot with a cheap Android iPhone or Android phone and just like spruce up the image in post. I mean, there's a lot that you can do that once it gets compressed by Instagram or compressed by YouTube, it's hard for people to notice if you. I was just at the Utah Arts Festival last night, and man, it's the level of detail you can see in real photo prints. I forget how much detail comes out of these like crazy cameras these days, both digital and like going back to film, doing medium or large format. Like you can get so much detail out of photos, and we just forget because we look at it on Instagram and Facebook, and they compress the shit out of everything. Like we get such subpar image quality that we're looking at every single day. It's really unfortunate that we have progressed so much in terms of the image capturing technology, and yet we've digressed in terms of our consuming of the images. That's my photographer rant right there.
My rant is just portrait mode. That's all you gotta do.
Portrait mode is actually sick, pretty sick. It works very well.
A little fuzzy, makes your shit clear. It's cool. Thank you, Rock Pirates RC. I do make a mean burrito for all you guys. I hope you always like them. And it looks like you're building a little Kraken Phoenix, eh?
Little Kraken Phoenix there, bud, eh? Oh dear, oh dear. I've got a little. And thank you for Rock Pirates for telling me to hold off on buying the skid for this until your release. But I'm very excited to get these started as well. I just have a whole bunch of projects. I got this that I need to get started, but really I'm prioritizing the Phoenix build that I haven't told anyone about yet. But I'm prioritizing that over this.
I know about it.
Yeah, you know about everything. You get it. All right.
I'm just kidding.
And Gene, if you're watching this live stream now or after the fact, Gene, the winner of the 3K giveaways, congratulations, everyone. Let's congratulate Gene for winning. Woo wee! I have not sent out the bag yet because Mike and I have not had the time to coalesce and get our things together. I have not had the time to meet with Mike and coalesce and get the things that we need together because he is contributing and I'm contributing. We're contributing together to it, and I appreciate you, Mike. But yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault. It's all my fault.
Alec has a life. I don't. I could just sure I'll meet you up whenever, dude. I'm just hanging out. Alec's all busy bee Alec.
Yesterday
I'm going.
Yesterday was a long day, dude. Yesterday, I woke up. We
tried to start. By the way, today is Sunday. We tried to meet up starting Thursday. Actually, it was like Monday or Tuesday, and then you pushed me to Thursday.
Well, yeah. So Monday, I ended up having a freelance recording, like a podcast recording that I had to help with, and then Tuesday, I had another freelance meeting. And then Wednesday I had to stay late at work, and then I had to do the video edits for the YouTube channel. And then Thursday I kind of got a little sidetracked. I can't remember what I was doing. I was like fixing stuff. I was fixing something on the Suron. And then we did the 999 ride, which always wrecks me. And then Friday was Friday. And I went on a bike ride on Friday because I was like so cooped up from not doing anything, from doing all the other people's stuff all week. And then Saturday I went on a bigger bike ride in the morning, and then I went to the Utah Arts Fest. Well, no, then I went to a barbecue with some wonderful people, and then I went to the Utah Arts Fest, and now it's Sunday. Here we are. It's a busy life.
Now we're gonna go get pho.
I'm perpetually tired. Pho? Are we getting the good stuff over here?
Nah, we could go to there, or we could go by my house. I'll rock, paper, scissors you for it.
We should go by my house.
Well, by the way, Alec hates driving. At least in the city.
I do. I used to hate it a lot less, and then I got a truck. Now I
Yeah, and
hate it a
the
lot
funny
more.
thing is, guys, is like we live right by freeway access.
Yeah.
Like literally
Well,
right next to it. So it's like for us, it's like maybe 10 minutes on the freeway to each other's
I
house.
don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I love riding a motorcycle, but I hate riding it in this city because everyone that drives is terrible at driving, and so I'm terrified of everyone.
And Alec, he gets to use the truck card because he's new to a truck, and I've had a truck like most.
Your
of my
truck also
adult
gets
life.
the same gas mileage as my Crosstrek did.
But still, I'm saying that I've driven a truck my whole adult life, so
That's
I've
fair.
always had shitty gas mileage.
That's fair.
So he's complaining about his shitty gas mileage now.
Dude, it's a lifestyle change. It is a lifestyle change. Yeah, I'm finding this out as I go. Well, and also I would honestly have. I would. Okay. Hey. I would have. Hey. I'm gonna keep. Hey. I would have plenty of money to spend on gas if I hadn't spent over just an absurd amount of money on my truck over the past 3 months. Anyone looking to get a used Ford F-150, do your due diligence on your truck and make sure that it has been properly serviced before you purchase it. Otherwise, you can just double whatever you spent on it. You can just double it. Just go ahead and double it.
Hold on.
Jesus.
I do feel bad that you went down the road of truck repair.
I could have just bought. Now I know. Now I know, Toyota. I know why you're so expensive, Toyota.
Basically, what happened is what you just admitted to me, that you would have just spent your life savings on gas.
No, I wouldn't have spent my life savings on gas.
I'm just kidding.
I have had to dip into savings once, and I have replenished my savings from that dip. But I have spent a lot. I put a lot of money through my debit card, and I finally have gotten to the point where I've started putting it through my credit card and just paying it off at the end because it's like an expected expense, and I can just run it through the credit card, and at least I get freaking reward points for it. Jeez. That's, yeah.
Looks like reckless remote control really is my favorite new person you need to read the last.
Never buy a Ford F-150. Problem solved. Turns out, when everyone tells you they make one every minute. They make so many Ford F-150. That's not a good thing.
They keep breaking.
I figured this out. It's not a good thing. It doesn't mean they've got their process down. It just means they make a lot of them, which means they make a lot of mistakes.
Fix or repair daily while we make a new one.
Yeah, really. It's great now. It runs and drives great, and it should be good for 100,000 miles. But holy moly. I know why I got a deal on it. Let's just put it that way. I know I got a deal on it.
All right. Well, this we'll see if we're going to go there or not. I got to see if it's open. But
is it not open on Sundays?
I'm checking.
We're good. This religious state, man.
We're good. We're good.
All right.
Vietnamese people aren't religious. Just kidding. Anyone's watching. That was a joke.
Yeah. It's not. We're not going to go down that. We're not a political talk show here.
No, but we're all about FOP. See, look at this guy. Reckless remote control. Just had a bowl of FOP. I love this guy.
There's good people here. If you ever wondered if the High Noon Hobby attracts good people, I've never met someone in real life that knows of the High Noon Hobby channel that isn't a cool person. So that speaks well unto every single one of you.
There was that one guy.
Shh.
Just kidding. We'll talk
Oh,
about it off
his
air.
name's Mike.
Yeah, his name's Mike. No, no. No, hey, I got a good idea. Is that we need to find a map of the world and put it up
Oh,
in
the
one of our
world.
rooms,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And we always got guys from random crazy places around the
And just
states
start
and
marking the.
across.
We need an
Just
actual
start
globe
marking.
that we can spin. Whoosh. And then like,
Ooh, old school globing.
yeah, yeah. I think that's the way to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we could like take a 3D picture of it and then put it up on your screen and then do this and that.
Ooh. Oh wow, that's quite extensive. Maybe in the future.
We got a lot of
The channel's
hand
gonna need to make
gestures
some money
there.
before we do something like that.
We got a lot of hand gestures going on.
I've thought about doing Patreon for the channel, but again, it's one of those things where I need to really feel like I don't know. We haven't reached
Patreon.
the
Like we have enough people.
we haven't reached the threshold where I feel like I deserve to make a Patreon yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not committed to it. I am committed to it, but I just feel like I need to be doing something more needs to come out of it before we do a Patreon. Well, and I need to have the time to commit to be able to say like, do an extra special video for the Patreon every single week, which I just don't have the time to do right now. So,
yeah, we'll
get there when we get there. I got
We'll keep it.
some things in the works in my job where I could be potentially making more money and be able to have a little that would mean less freelance jobs that I would have to pick up. Yeah. And if I figured that out and I had to take less freelance stuff on, I would have more time to make more videos for the old YouTubes.
Highly suggest this. I highly suggest what you're doing.
Well, I mean, it's not up to me, but I'm gonna give it a go. Give it a good old college try.
I'm gonna give it the old finger gun try.
Dude,
walk into your next interview and be like, "Hey, I'm your guy."
I feel like this live stream went a little more all over the place than our usual. I'm blaming part of it on the fact that I am on intermittent fasting, and so I haven't eaten today yet. And normally I would eat. Like I used to eat very early in the morning, but I also used to eat late at night. Now I eat kind of late at night, and then I don't eat until like the afternoon. My time to eat is between 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. I have an 8-hour window of eating time. And then
I bet you're pretty damn hungry by 1.
It's gotten a lot less noticeable now. Like I don't really, but I definitely feel
because you know why? Your stomach shrinks.
Yes, which is what I'm trying to do.
Okay, so you're ready to go consume a mass amount of pho then?
I do want a mass amount of pho. Yes, indeed. But I think that, I was just saying that because I think that's why the podcast went all over the place.
Okay.
My brain
is weird because usually you're the guy that comes with me to the restaurant where I think I order a lot, and then I look over at Alex's plate and he ordered the biggest thing on the menu every single time.
Yes.
Like there's one time we look over and all right. I have to tell the story. It's
wait, I gotta put the story music back on. Hold on.
Oh, put the story music on. Hurry.
There we go. Story music's on.
The story goes.
What's up, Led Jersey?
We'll give it a little backlog. Alec was already stressed because this is when Alec was throwing.
I don't even know what story this is. Oh my!
This is the night comp that he threw down. Look at it. He was not happy about this. This was the night comp at Sand Hollow. So what happens is it's kind of loose. He planned it well. He told where everyone was. Basically, Alec is stressing. We're going to dinner with all of the friends, like the main core Sand Hollow people, and then our main slut group. And suddenly I start telling Alec, like, dude, we're getting phone calls. There's like 40 people waiting at the comp with nowhere there. There's no gates. No one has the communication. Alec had just ordered this giant hamburger. Was it like hamburger waffle? Was it
Yes,
like
it
a
was.
hamburger
It
with
was two
waffles?
like full plate waffles with a full plate size hamburger in between them. It was massive.
So, it
It
was
was amazing.
massive.
It was amazing.
And so he's like chowing this down, and we tell him this, and he just starts freaking out, like pacing almost. Like I can't remember if this is a while ago, so I can't remember if you went outside.
Oh, I was trying to
like,
speed the group up because
yeah, he was trying to speed the group up because we're all taking our time at dinner. It's like getting towards dusk. Like we're not even close to the place yet. And we tell him this, and Alex starts like running on his phone, and he comes back, and we're just like, just kidding. And he's like,
yeah, it was not
like he was lividly
rude.
pissed at me.
It was rude
because I basically made him have a heart attack, and then he couldn't.
We're eating dinner, and we're already like we're running late, and I feel bad, and I know that I like this whole event's supposed to be going on, and we're supposed to be there early so we can set it up, and instead we're eating food, and I think, you know, I think to myself, I'm rationalizing it's gonna be okay because not that many people were probably even gonna show up, and all the people that show up, they're gonna be totally chill about it, and then Mike and Logan shatter this reality for me entirely by saying that there's tons of people there and they're all super pissed. They want to know what's going on. There's no event happening yet. And I'm like, crap. And then we get there and it's totally what I thought. There's like 2 people there and no one cared that we were late. And I don't even think you guys really like
I can't remember when we actually told you that.
I don't know if you told me until we got there. I thought I was freaking out the whole fucking way there until we got there and I figured out that there was no one there. Oh man.
It was I think I remember it was pretty awesome.
Was a little bit upsetting.
And you're like, I'm gonna stab you.
Like, dude, that was no chill. No chill. I was upset at that one.
Times. It was good times.
It's funny to look back on. All right, we can turn the campfire music off. Jeez,
go back and listen to your campfire music.
It's pretty good. I chose a halfway decent song. This whole YouTube creator music thing, like, got some decent music. Yeah. That one's just like a nice little mellow. Yeah, because it's YouTube like approved and they've got a license for it. And I just always set my filters to because you can like pay for different licenses through this creator music thing now too. And you can have certain license durations. So I just put the price at $0 and I put the license duration at forever. And whatever matches that criteria, that's the song for me, baby. Idaho boys are ready to play. Scale or comp. Where can we locate events in your area? So the Slut Crawlers group is a good place. The 801 RCC Builds and Adventures group is a good place. Cameron made a group called, I think it's just called Utah RC Events. And that one, he tries to cross-post as many events as possible. Those are all good choices. The nearest event to Idaho that will be happening relatively soon would probably be like the Nerds Camp and Crawl, which I think is happening. I don't know for sure, but it sounded like they were leaning towards Devil's Playground again. So that would be kind of close to the Idaho border, a fairly short drive for you guys up there. Other than that, I mean, we're obviously going to have a bunch of Uinta stuff coming up here soon. Once the melt is done up there, I
saw a lot of videos and pictures of that actually the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's happening for sure. It's gonna be there soon.
Couple weeks.
Yeah, there's and then I know Scumbag RC was talking about doing some cash comps, but those might be a little bit more last minute. I'm not sure how much notice he's going to give on those, so those might be a little hard to get to if you're out of state.
Yeah, I think the next one we're doing is a little invite only, just for the homies, just because we want one to relax our brain.
Yeah, but I don't know that we necessarily. I mean, we could be doing one of those and then a bigger one the next week or whatever. Like, I don't know that necessarily
Yeah.
impacts the schedule too
It
much.
just
But look
it
at those
depends.
groups. The Facebook groups are going to be the best place to look for sure. I would say the Select Crawlers Facebook group gets a lot of cross posts in it, but that Utah RC events one also gets a lot of cross posts. Cameron
When
does
you
a
go
pretty good
on
job.
when you go on 801 RC Adventures, Builds and Adventures, look up the uh, is it events or info on that page,
There's the
and you
events
should be able
calendar
to see
is
a
pinned to the
calendar.
top as well of that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one's kind of the
That's
big
that's like
200
the
gate.
baseline. Yeah, everyone makes it out to those typically. We didn't the last few months, but that was because we had the North versus South going on during the same
The
weekends, which was
same weekend.
kind of an oversight. I like going out to the 801 events. I think they're really fun. So, yeah. Hey,
Hey, West Desert Wheeler coming on
just
in hot.
rolling out some 223. I like it. I like it. See, and even I was talking to Logan about this recently too. Like he has been I can tell that he has also been getting into, oh, and Cameron's in here. Hey, Cameron, how you doing? But I can tell that Logan was going through a similar ebb and flow that I was. He's kind of been pulsating back to the more towards the West Desert shooter hobby than the West Desert Wheeler hobby. It seems like kind of a it's just one of those times, you know. You get a little. I think you underestimate when you say, "Oh, just because we were doing a couple events a month, dude." That was a lot. Well, and I guess I am talking about one of the guys that you were talking about that specifically spent a lot of time with the events and dealing with the events. But yeah, I kind of felt a little bit of that same thing going on, and so it's just been.
You're fine. It will all come back to me. It will all come back to my sons.
But yeah, all right, we made it to an hour and 5 minutes, which I count as about an hour because we usually have about 5 minutes of wait room before we get started with the actual podcast. I typically like to start the podcast as close to 12 as we can, and then I end up having to do a
Weird.
lot of logistics things. Okay.
High noon. Weird.
Yes. And then I have a lot of logistics things to deal with. So the lobby, the little waiting lobby that you guys get at the beginning of the video, that is the purpose for that. It's to let people
Yeah.
get in, get comfortable, get seated, grab some popcorn, grab a drink, and then kind of just relax
funny
while
thing
we are
is,
figuring out the rest of the logistics.
most of the time when we are, you're in your waiting room, I'm doing the same thing. Alex, like, messing with his iPhone. I might get like a sentence or to him if it doesn't distract him, which this one, he was pretty patient with me. I was very surprised. But usually I'm just like,
It's the intermittent fasting, man. It's all tied together.
just hanging out. And then he's like, we're ready. I'm like, oh, I need to get a drink of water. Hold on. Yeah. So
I think that I've been striving recently to be more of a I can be a very obsessive person. I can really just focus on one thing and forget my sense of everything else. But what that means is that I forget my sense of like eating healthily and staying active and all the things that you need to do to stay sane and happy. And so we're getting back to that, and it feels good. Feels nice. I think I encourage everyone to assess where they are lacking in their lives and focus some energy there because it will come back to it'll pay you back in full if you do. Yeah.
Yes, you are very correct.
Yes, indeed. But yeah,
You
we
did
definitely
like
I gotta freaking this TRX4.
It's
I gotta
okay.
get the TRX4 out because it's been staring at me with a scawampus wheel that's been missing a screw. I actually don't know that I have another spare. I keep losing this upper knuckle screw, the one that has like the spacer built into it. I don't know what that's
Dude,
actually. I just keep losing those. Should I?
just you know what I say? Like, how often do you really pull those off, on and off? Just put a little
Just
Loctite. You
Loctite?
can't get it off. You take a Dremel to it. You unscrew it. You put a new one in.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
That's what I do.
I definitely don't. Well,
because
actually,
you're
on the
it's 'cause-
Bronco makes a lot of sense that I'm losing the front any sort of components on the front axle, considering it does
Well,
standing wheelies half the time everywhere I'm
but
going.
also that
And then it
brass,
slams back down.
yeah, the brass. I mean, those threads kind of wear
That's
out a
true.
little. They get a little
They
loose.
get a
So
little looser. Yeah.
what you can also do is you take like really like you could throw a little even solder in there. Take a little piece of solder, put it in there, and
Right.
then screw it in there so the threads have something to grab onto.
Right.
Stuff
Yeah,
like
that's not a
that.
bad
That
idea.
always works. But
For an answer to your question, can people from Montana make it to crawler events, or do you have to be in Utah? We are absolutely welcome. The 801.
Nope. Everybody got Utah. You gotta be Utah. You gotta say words wrong.
You gotta say all the words wrong. You gotta talk real good to beat it. Invaded ours. We definitely invite anyone from anywhere to join us. We have had people from all over the states, usually the West Coast, or is Neil from SL3D? He's Montana, right? Is he Montana? Or is he?
Montanian.
Yeah. So yeah, we've already had individuals from your side of your neck of the woods down near us. It's just a bit of a journey, so you definitely want to make sure that the event is what you want it to be. If you're gonna do a 8+ hour car drive or whatever, that's basically isn't that what is it from up there?
Where's that one guy? I haven't seen him for a while. That
Well,
guy that always traveled the fence and he never hangs out anymore with us. Remember the guy I used to make fun of? Come on.
Who travels with Vince?
The guy that like showed up at Little Moab didn't like.
Oh, we don't no, don't do that.
Everybody loves Little Moab. Everybody hates Little Moab. You don't know who you are.
You have to throw shade that direction. That's the one thing he asked is don't bring anything up about that. And you got to be the guy, huh?
You're bringing up about it again.
You did.
All
right. Yeah. Good work, buddy. Good work. Just no Californians. We love the Californians. You just can't move here.
Yeah. Utah sucks. Don't move here. You can visit.
No, anyone's welcome. The 801 RCC events are definitely the easiest to plan out for because their calendar is made so far in advance. They make their calendar at the start of the year, and so you can access that at any time. Like we said, that's pinned on their Facebook group, and that one is easier to know that it's definitely going to happen. The other events are you got to just be a little bit more tuned into the Facebook groups, and I would definitely make sure that you are maybe checking in on the Facebook group as well, making sure that that event is accurate, everything on it's accurate before you make a long trip. But yeah, like the North versus South events especially, those ones we got people from all over the place coming to each one of those, and those are very consistent. Those are we're never gonna miss a North versus South event. We're the same way that they're never gonna miss an 801 RCC event unless there's some unforeseen circumstances. But then they're really good about posting those on the Facebook group. So
the only time it's ever happened in all the 801 RC events is when the road was not able to be traveled.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like
did it in a different place.
Yeah, exactly. So. They'll either relocate, or if it's just terrible weather or something happens that they can't, they will make it as obvious as possible, as early as possible, that something like that is going on and that we might not have the event happening. Yeah. With the North versus South, we learned it doesn't matter what the weather is. This year we learned we'll just keep it going. We'll keep rolling through it. Holy.
There's nothing better than you got 16 grown men holding down a 10 by 20 tent while some guy's trying to cook tacos with no heat. That was thrilling.
I would put up a wall on one side of the tent. Dude, that was pretty brutal. The North versus South finals this year was a little bit of a different vibe than we got last year at the Three Peaks event.
The one thing I learned, if you're gonna be out in the wilderness with your Blackstone, buy the wind guards.
Yeah. That's why
clutch
those
move.
And the little thing that goes over the top of it too, that thing's like
Even
really
at
clutching the wind.
You don't even need that.
If you just have the
wind
walls
guards and the heat can stay underneath, you're fine.
Yeah.
But oh my bejesus, that sucked. It took from like cooking a couple pounds of meat into like it would have been a 15-minute process tops. It took me like an hour to cook this stuff because
Yeah, that did
it
take a
was
while.
such low heat.
I didn't even really register that in my head as it was happening because I was so focused on trying to save everything else from the wind.
Oh yeah, everyone's running around. I'm just standing in one place, just freezing. I have like a beach hoodie on and like shorts for part of it. And I'm just sitting there like, I can't leave. I got to keep on moving this meat so it kind of stays warm and cooks. And yeah, thank, thank you, Cassandra. If you end up watching our live cast, you stuck down there and cooked stuff with me, and that sucked.
um,
Yes.
I don't know. I'm assuming it's freak light is how you pronounce this. Frecklight, freak light. But it says I lived remote off grid in Alaska for 12 years. I can handle any weather. First off, badass. I would like to do that. That sounds awesome. Second off, yes, we're pretty good about dealing with any weather too. Although I will say that first little rainstorm that happened. Well, it wasn't necessarily a little rainstorm. That first super intense rainstorm that happened, I felt like I was the only person that didn't just hop into a truck. But then afterwards, when I was completely soaked and I only had one spare Freak Elite. Okay, sweet. Freak Elite. When I was the only person changing into my spare change of clothes, I realized that I probably should have just jumped into a truck, but
Yeah. Well,
uh,
we all jumped in the trailer and just hung out with Cletus and ate all of Zach's candy.
oh
That's what
man,
me
there
and
was
Luke were doing.
candy. What?
Yeah,
Oh, I missed
we all
out.
ate all of his Jolly Ranch gummy bears or
Dang it,
Jolly
dude.
Ranch
Oh,
gummies.
I
We saw him
should have
after the first
known.
rainstorm, and we're like, "Hey Zach, you made us. We were able to survive the rainstorm with your Jolly Rancher gummy."
So you may be interested about this Freak Elite. I am actually looking currently. Well, I have been looking for the past like 3 or 4 years now for a piece of property that I can turn into like a remote living situation. So yeah, still haven't found anything reasonable. Well, I mean, I've found a lot of potential opportunities, but nothing that's lined up perfectly. I'd love to find something. Actually, we found some stuff in. Maybe I shouldn't even say this because there could be scalpers about. But there's some very intriguing properties up Parley's Canyon. Up, you know where Lamb's Canyon is?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's some properties up there that could be quite interesting as little remote properties. Throw up a little solar array on them. You can get like
yeah.
six properties right now that are for sale by the same owner, and I'm interested to. I need to do some more research on those, but
You got to research because a lot of those sometimes people sell them, and then they tell you that they don't really tell you that you don't have access because you have to you have to
yeah,
go over other
other
people's land
properties.
into
Yeah,
them,
yeah, that's a
or
big
you
thing.
have to take the long back way.
That's a big problem. Or like you got to consider water rights too. Like, do you have water
Yep,
rights? Do you have access to
yep.
water? Or
My
are you going to
buddy,
ship
he
water
bought
up
a
there? And then if you are going to ship water up there, do you have a good road access that you can do that
yeah.
with? Like, yeah, there's a lot of considerations. No, I have a whole like Google folder that's pretty chock full of different calculations and ideas and stuff. Cause yeah, free candy RV sounds sketchy. I don't, I don't even know where did
Yeah.
that come from. Free candy.
It came from all the free candy we ate in Cletus's
Oh, Cletus's
RV.
free candy
It even
RV.
sounded
Yeah,
better
dude.
that his name was Cletus. My name's Cletus. I got free candy. You guys
Oh,
want
that's
some
pretty
in?
funny. That is pretty funny. Uh, it's a lot like living remote. Owning your own land is a blast, but be ready for more work than you expect. If you think it will take an hour, it might take a day. Yeah, yeah. No, I definitely get that. I actually had done some proposals to run I was trying to get investors interested in investing in, and if there are any out there, contact me. highnoonhobby@gmail.com. Contact at noon.dev. That's my business email. Let me know if you're interested in investing in like a off-grid Airbnb situation. Buy some property, build some cool little tiny homes or some geodesic domes, and yeah, I've got the logistics all sorts of figured out. So you let me know if you've got the money, I've got the logistics, and I've got the manpower. I'll make it happen. That's my pitch.
You got the money. I've got the time. Just kidding. All right.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Let's shut down this shindigger.
I need to fix my TRX4 and get it out. I don't know if that's gonna happen today, but let's get some pho. I'm
Yeah.
hungry.
Okay, fudge. Okay.
Y'all,
What do you
I
want to do? You
appreciate
want
y'all
me to
joining
Skittly
us
do?
here on this fan Sunday afternoon. I hope
Tell
y'all
you what,
enjoy
I reckon
yourselves
so.
for the
You guys
rest of the
all
day.
stuck around way past me when the noon hits the high of it.
Well, we all the people left in here done stuck around far past the top of the hour, so appreciate y'all. We went a little past our show time. Luckily, we don't get any fees for that.
Only old Wilbur gets no more hay because we didn't go feed him. I don't know.
Oh dear Lord!
All right. Do you want to be the fish and I'll be the fisherman?
Yeah, fisherman.
Yeah, like I'm gonna cast and then I'm gonna catch you.
So I'm like I'm wobbling all over the
Whoa,
place.
whoa. Yeah,
I'm fighting. I'm fighting.
you're fighting.
All right, let's do it.
So let's see. So the bright side, I gotta go fish this way, and then your side, you gotta point your
I
head
gotta go
towards
this
your
way, right?
cabinet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Going this way.
So all right.
Wait. But I need to put this over here. Okay, there we go.
Oh my God, I'm ready to cast.
Cast.
Woo. Ah!
Whoa. Whoa.